For some reason that I don't really understand, many of you are very mixed on Star Trek Strange New World Season 3. I get it. There have been just a few episodes that maybe weren't the best, but the best episodes have been really, really good. And this week's episode specifically, again, you may feel different than I do, but I think it captures everything that this show is supposed to be. Now, a lot went down on this week's episode of Strange New World, with everything with the scavenger ship, the history of that ship and where they came from, the Farragut and the Enterprise and the crews and the mission to destroy the scavenger ship. But all in all, there was one reason and one reason only that this episode existed: to give us the Enterprise crew, the core Enterprise crew together before they actually become a real crew. There's going to be 5 total seasons of the show, and yes, by the end of it, Captain Kirk will be taking control of the Enterprise. We have a long way to get there. There is plenty of story left with Captain Pike and the rest of the crew on the Enterprise right now, but we got a small taste of what it could possibly look like down the road, and I loved every single second of it. We have seen Kirk throughout the series. It's not the first time we've seen him. His story has kind of fluttered in and out throughout the season, but this is by far the best version of this story we have seen from him so far, as he is giving orders to Spock and Uhura and Scotty, and struggling with the fact that he is the newly appointed captain of the ship who just lost their captain and is in their biggest situation yet. I really enjoyed seeing all of these characters work together, and they've all met before, but they don't really have the relationships that we obviously know that they are going to have down the line, specifically the Spock and Kirk relationship that we know is so incredibly important to the whole Star Trek lore, and seeing that moment where Spock is kind of giving him advice and talking him down and making sure that he does believe in himself to be able to captain the ship in the situation that they are in. It's a really good telling of this version of the characters. And the same thing goes for Kirk and Pike's relationship. And I want to make sure I say this. Pike isn't just some placeholder of a character up until Kirk is able to captain the Enterprise. He's not just holding that chair warm for him. He is just as important as anybody in the show. He is the main character, but he also plays a vital role in Kirk being able to do what he does, to be able to captain the Enterprise and become that character that we know. And they didn't have a whole lot to do with each other this week, but that conversation at the end of the episode is very important. The way that he is able to give him advice, talk to him, tell him the experiences he has had as a captain is going to have a lasting impact on Kirk. Outside of all our relationships, I did dig the whole astronaut scavenger storyline we got this week. I will say the uniforms or the alien look that they had screamed astronaut. I just wasn't sure how they were going to connect 21st century, or at least in the past, astronauts to being where they were at now. And even though it wasn't perfect, I did like the backstory we got at the end, how it's 21st century astronauts, the best of the best, who went off into space to try to save humanity, and 200 years later, their relatives have essentially become the universe's most terrifying scavengers.